Hi everybody, Graham here with the latest updates from We Share Abundance. We Share Abundance is a cloud nation. We're an emerging nation. We are the United States of the world, and we've been putting in really solid foundations because as a nation we have to be here for generations, not just for a few weeks, months or years like a business opportunity, but we are a nation and we need to be here for generations. And our main objective is to build generational wealth for our citizens. Anybody can be a citizen. There is no fee to join and become a citizen. And we welcome people from all different walks of life, different countries, different continents, different languages, different backgrounds, different genders, whatever. And we don't see those differences. We only see people as human beings. We recognize that every human being is unique. So every human being has something unique to offer our community and therefore is of equal value to every other member of our community. That is a non-separatist ideology. Everybody just part of one big family of humanity, all interlinked. Okay? We should be streaming live on our YouTube channel, Twitch channel, and in our Facebook group, We Share Abundance Publicly. And I'll be heading over there in a moment because it's where we see most of the comments. But I'm just going to check here now because we can see that we've got Lewis in from Portugal watching on YouTube. Right, let me get to Facebook. I'm going to make sure my speakers are off first because we can get feedback when I get into Facebook. So let me get to Facebook now and look for We Share Abundance Publicly group. And then I'll be looking for the 16th, I think, isn't it? Yeah, 16th of November. 16th, so far so good. And here we go. We've got the comments panel. We've got Kingsley from Manchester, UK. And he's letting me know I'm coming through loud and clear. Thank you, Kingsley. And we've got Norman from Doncaster, UK. And we're going to get started in just a moment with a very short prayer to help us find true happiness in life. True happiness in life is what we all seek. But you can't buy that. You can only earn it through loving service to others. There are plenty of people that have a lot of money and they're not happy. They're always searching for something else. What else is it I need? I've got all these houses, I've got cars, I've got boats, I've got planes, even. You know, the people that have got more money than they can ever spend, and yet they're not happy. They're still searching for something. That something is the happiness and joy you get through loving service to others. And that's the only thing that can fill that hole inside you and make you whole. And that cannot be bought. But when you find that path, everything that you want and need in life will start to be attracted to you. It'll flow to you. You don't have to worry about it. You don't have to stress out. So that's what our little prayer's about. We're going to have that now. We've got Richard in from Devon, UK. And then we'll have a little affirmation to help us um, solidify that non-separatist ideology we have. And then we'll get on to the updates and let you know what's happening with everything going forward. We have some news on various aspects, so I'll be happy to relay that to you. Okay, so here we go. Dear Heavenly Father, we are so happy and grateful for you, and we ask that you bless the We Share Abundance community, that it may fill each member's heart with unconditional love, and that through that love each member finds the joy of service, and through service attracts everything they want and need into their life, including that elusive, ever new, ever joyful happiness. Amen. And the affirmation we have goes like this: we are so happy and grateful to be citizens of the United States of the world with God and truth as our leaders. Heavenly Father, may thy kingdom of peace come into our world as it is in heaven and free us all from divisive inharmony, that we become perfect citizens in body, mind, and soul of thy world. Okay, and I see we've got Bozina in as well from Edinburgh, up in Scotland. There was something I spotted on the BBC website about, can't remember his name now and what position he has in the cabinet, but I think he is part of the Scottish uh, contingent. Um, and apparently he put through an 11,000 bill on his iPad for roaming, and it was his kids watching football while they were on holiday. 11 grand, 11,000 pounds. It's mind-boggling. Um, anyway, he has repaid it and various other bits and pieces, but how can you allow an 11,000 pound bill to be run up on roaming charges? I don't know. Um, it, it, it just amazes me. Anyway, that is another thing, nothing to do with We Share Abundance, but it just reminded me seeing Bozina in from Scotland. Okay, right, we have got contact back from um, ROI Tips, uh, and they're still saying, "What should we do?" Um, I'll tell you what they say if I can find the. Here we go. I think it's here. They've given me a link to the Facebook page they set up and the Facebook group that they've set up. And they say you can access the page and group from the profile by switching between them. Please see the screenshots below and so on. Now then, in addition to acquiring more leads through Facebook ads, you can also leverage organic reach with valuable content containing a link to your group, allowing people to join without you paying for ads. Unfortunately, this will take time and you won't be obtaining their email address with this option. But here's the step to generate organic leads. Well, I know I can create a few leads on Facebook organically, but we're not going to create that many because of the algorithms that Facebook run. If you've done any marketing just as organic stuff on Facebook, then you'll know. Yeah, you can pick up an odd one here and there, but we're looking for hundreds of people. um, please let me know if you would like us to set up a campaign relaunch to get more leads and improve your CPL. I've told them we need to run the, nearly swore then, sorry. We need to run the campaign and get people in sufficient numbers to generate the income that we're looking for. I don't want more relaunches of campaigns and we're just throwing multiple dollars into a bottomless pit, and we've got to do something to get to the end of this process and get rid of ROI tips, hopefully breaking even, if not better. So that's where we are with them, and that is where I will be telling them what we need to do. Again, um, on the exchange page, here we go. Let's get the status up from Devyani because she's liaising with Govind, who is the guy that's now linking that to the internet. Um, she said she's tested the exchange functionality developed by Govind so far. From the current progress, it looks like it will be done by tomorrow. Then I can merge it with our code and launch on Monday. So Govind is proving to be um, the the link that we needed, somebody that can actually do the job. And if he does, then we can find out what he can do in other areas as well, and maybe we can get additional help with our development, which will move things faster. Of course, the more cost involved because it's more staff, but we'll have to have a look at it and see what his capabilities are. And I can't judge that, but Devyani will be able to. So we'll be able to find out what's going on there. And it would also be useful to have him available then for anything else we need to develop, linking blockchains, smart contracts, anything like this. So I don't know if you know much about the spiritual side of India, but Govind is the name for the Lord Krishna. So he's named after Krishna, much as there are people, particularly in Latin America, that are called Jesus after Jesus. Okay, um, but it is a spiritual sort of name, and hopefully um, it's some sort of sign that we are on the right track with Govind. So it looks like it because, as I say, she's tested the exchange functionalities, and there's a little bit for him to finish off, but um, it should be done tomorrow. It'll be done up on the development server and tested further. I'll need to test it as well, and then all being well, we can get that active on Monday of next week. Um, where are we now? The 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th, 20th. It's a good 3 weeks later than we wanted, but um, it's another step in the right direction. Okay, so that's where we are now. Devyani as well has been working on the 777 plan, particularly with the pre-launch page that we will be having, and there'll be that will be there, and it'll show you your referrals. It'll show you what levels they've uh, opted for, and you'll be able to connect with them and um, help them if they only come in at $5. Not many have, so you're unlikely to have anybody that's only come in at the $5 level. But if you have, you need to get onto them and tell them that they need to at least get phases 1 and 2. I was looking at how powerful our plan is, and the reason it's so powerful is we're using leverage that has been around for a long time. The type of leverage we're using, it's nothing new, but we are using different leverage in one plan, and they're coming together statistically so that the effect of the individual parts is much greater than the sum of the individual parts. That's what it means, and the lightning just shut off my electric. I don't think we can do much with this. Where are we? I'm not sure what happened to you there because I don't know. Have we got a connection? We've got a thunderstorm going on, and it tends to knock out our electric for a while. So I hope you are with me and everything worked. Richard says you're still there. Good. Okay. Because it blacked out my screen. It's still working on the laptop, but my monitor, the big monitor that I use, blacked out. And if it took out the Wi-Fi, then it has to reset. So if it happens, I apologize, but there you go. Okay. So so that is where we are with that exchange page, and it will make the whole process for people joining the pre-launch a lot easier because they'll just register with We Share Abundance, and there'll be a link for the pre-launch of the 777 plan. They click on that, pick the level they want, and pay for it, and that's it. Okay. So they won't have to submit any forms, and they'll get their own page there, and there will be links on that page for our splash pages. And I was talking about leverage. I'm going to put. I'm in the process, in fact, of putting together something that explains how this is working, because we have the leverage of every person uh, multiplying themselves because of the two pass ups that you get. So it means that one person that you refer turns into three people, and those three people, because of the other two people, turn into seven people. And so it's a constantly expanding front line that you have, if you like. It's not going down in a matrix, but it's constantly expanding the number of people that you have front line to you. It's not depth, it's width. That grows faster and faster as things happen. Now, normally in these plans, it peters out because not everybody will introduce people. But with our free entry system, we will overcome that, because we'll be targeting those positions for the pass ups, and the pass ups will drive the whole system. And and the first pass up that anybody gets, if they have not filled that position two, it's like that second referral. If that's not completed, then uh, the free entry will go into there. So before they've earned anything, they'll be passing somebody up from the free entry. And it will make sure that everything's working, and that some of the delays we've got on the uh, validity, or the qualification to be eligible for the free entries, means that we will be building a bank of free entries so that we can make that one up, and eventually the two up, work indefinitely. So that overcomes that problem. So that we're going to get that growth that will always happen in our plan. But we are also leveraging the direct referrals that you make each time you move, a person moves into the next phase, no matter how you got them, whether they were a free entry, a pass up, or your personal referral, they all count as personal referrals. And that leverage means that, if you had, let's suppose you have just 10 people on your front line, and those 10 people are going to follow you into phase two. You've got 10 people in phase one. It's always going to keep growing, but just for uh, explanation purposes, we've got 10 people on your front line. 2 of those you passed up, well, that brings it down to 8. So you've got 8 people that are following you into phase two as personal referrals. So those 8 people follow you in, but you're going to pass 2 of those 8 up. So you're only left with 6. So you've got 6 out of 10 personal referrals in phase two. But those 6 are then going to pass up 2 each. So you've got another 12 coming in. So that 6 becomes 18. And those 12 are going to pass up to as they all come through. So the movement into the next phase with your personal referrals is an additional form of leverage. It's leveraging those people further as you go into each phase, and it grows exponentially through each phase until you get into phase 7, where you've got colossal numbers. But we're also leveraging the value. In fact, leverage means taking something small and using something to make it more powerful, bigger. And we're starting out in phase 1 with just $5, phase 2 $10, and phase 3 $20, and so on. So what that means is if you've got an income of, let's say, just $10 in phase 1, it's going to be more than that. But once again, $10 is easy for us to work with. Let's make it something that is even easier. No, $10. We'll stick with $10. Okay. Phase 2, that same amount of activity, ignoring the fact that you're going to get that leverage of numbers coming through, that same amount of activity in phase 2 is now worth $20 because you've got double the amount. Phase 3 becomes $40. Phase 4, it becomes $80. Phase 5, it's $160. Phase 6, it's $320. And phase 7, you're looking at $640. And this is all just leverage through the increased value in each phase. So you've got increased value, you've got the 2-up system, which is growing your frontline constantly, and it never stops because of the free entries. And you've got that leverage of taking everybody into the next phase and starting the pass up process again. So each time you go into a phase, you're renewing the pass up process. It's very, very, very powerful when you work it all out. And I'm trying to get that into concise explanation, because the synergy of that all working together, that's why we get such massive, massive increases in the values for each phase. And, I don't even want to show people what happens with phases, 4, 5, 6, and 7, because the numbers would seem to most people unbelievable and it would put them off. and it's not hype. I want to keep as low profile as we can, and just with three phases, most of you will have seen the power of that. So that is that is what we're working on, or what Devian is working on, that getting that pre-launch page for you in your dashboard, and it'll be there, and it'll be much easier for everybody to join that wants to get into our pre-launch. And then, of course, they don't have to join the 777 plan if they don't want. You've got to get them into We Share Abundance. And then once they're in, they'd be crazy not to get involved in the 777 plan, because they're going to miss out if they um, if they refer somebody that comes into We Share Abundance that joins the 777 plan and they're not in that. They're going to lose them in that plan. And one person is worth, literally one person that comes in at just $5 is going to be worth tens of thousands of dollars to you in commission. So nobody wants to lose anybody. The other thing that can happen as well, if you've got people in your downline and they don't join you in the 777 plan, there is a possibility that they will be placed under somebody else as a free entry. They'll be picked out of your network and put in somebody's, and you'll lose them that way. So you want to make sure that you get onto everybody that is in your downline and say, look, you've got to get in here. You've got to get in it. Whether it's at $5 or $15 or $635 or anywhere in between, everybody that is in your network, you need to get them in to the plan. Okay, I think we've got Peter in from Portugal as well. In 777, will we know who our pass-ups come from? Meaning, does it benefit us to promote our downline until the time we get our two pass-ups from our referral? I don't know is the answer to that. I don't know whether we will. Yeah, I think we will have to build that in so that you can see who the pass-up has come from. It's not something that I've mentioned to Deviani, but I think it would be useful to you. So that is the first part of the question. In 7.7, will we know who our pass-ups come from? Now then, does it benefit us to promote our downline until the time we get our two pass-ups from our referrals? I don't really understand your question there, Peter. Any promotion that you do is beneficial. I'm not quite sure what you mean by promoting our downline. If you're talking about working for them rather than encouraging them to do anything, I wouldn't do it, no. You will get pass-ups anyway. The system will ensure that you will get pass-ups from whoever is in your A line. It doesn't matter whether they are what you may class as a dud, somebody that just joins and says, oh, well, I'll stick $5 in and see what happens. You will get pass-ups from that person, because the free entry will go into that second position before anything else. So before they get paid anything, they will get a free entry. We're targeting those pass-up positions with the allocation of the free entries So that is our priority, is to get all those position twos filled. It doesn't matter whether we get positions four filled, really. It's better if we do. But eventually, everybody will want to have position four filled because they'll have cash that is locked until they get that position filled. And it may not be so much of an incentive when it's a few dollars, $10, $20, $30, $50. But at some point, it's going to be an incentive to everybody, because it's going to go to $100 and $500 and $1,000 and several $1,000s. And they're going to say, look, I've only got to get one person in to get that money out. And they're going to do it. But there is a possibility that the free entries, it depends on how many free entries people have got, what level they come in at. If they only come in at $5, they're only going to get 2 free entries. And those 2 free entries are going to go in position 2 and 3. They're not going to pay them their money back, that position 1. But when they've got position 2 and 3 filled, that position 3 will pass up somebody to them, and that will go into their position 1. So at that point, they'll get their $5 back. I don't know whether you're following that or not, but that's how it's going to work. So it means that that position 2, you're going to get your pass ups, even if it's only one pass up. I've shown that in that Power of 2 video. Still drives the plan forward, because you're going to get pass up after pass up, even if it's only one. So you're going to get 2 of some people anyway. But even if it's only 1 from everybody, it doesn't matter. You're still going to have massive leverage from that. When that second pass up kicks in, you're going to have even greater leverage. The person that comes in, pays his $5, does nothing else, only gets 2 pass ups, two free entries. He gets them into position 2 and position 3. Position 2 is your pass up. Position 3, he keeps and will get a pass up from that person, but he don't get any commission. That commission pays for one of his free entries. So we're only out of pocket on one of the free entries at that point. And when somebody gets into phase 2, that person will automatically always get pushed through to phase 2 because of the free entries that are going to everybody else. Even if everybody that gets put into this position is a dud, those free entries are going to push people through. And when they get into phase 2, and that third position is filled in phase 2, that creates another 2 free entries. So even the duds are going to create 3 free entries as soon as they're into phase 2, and that they're only getting 2 back. There's 1 spare. They get into phase 3, and there's another 4 free entries created. It's very, very, very powerful, and there is nothing really that has never been done before in there, but it's never been brought together in this way, to my knowledge, in such a powerful fashion, where there are so many different elements all coming together to ensure that everything works and everybody will break even and make a profit. If you're talking about your duds, yeah, it's going to take time, because their first free entry, they're going to probably get after they've been in for a week, because there's a 7-day delay on it. So maybe day 8, they're going to get that second entry, and you're going to get your pass up from them. and that is going into your pay line. It can only go into position 1 or 3 or 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It can't go into position 2 or 4. So you're going to get that into your pay line. Position 3 is still your pay line, even though you're not going to get a commission off that person that fills that place. But that is buying those free entries that is driving the system. So, so that is what's happening with it. And the dud, he's got his first one after 8 days. His second free entry, you're not going to be eligible for another 30 days. There's 30 days between your allocation of free entries. Once again, this is to build up the bank to make sure that we're putting them into those people that come in 7 days and get that free entry, that pass up to you. That is driving the system. And then once he's got that person in place, so that would be what, 38 days as a minimum. That person that's been put in there in another 8 days is going to be given that free entry. It could be quicker because he could be out there doing something himself. But if he does nothing, that first free entry that he gets after 8 days is going to go up to that other person, and he's going to get position 1 filled, and he's going to get his $5 back. So we're looking at about 46 days as a minimum for somebody that comes in and does nothing to get that $5 back. But they'll have positions 1, 2, and 3 filled. They only need 1 referral then to unlock 100% commissions. And the next pass up from the person that went into position 1 is going to go into position 5. They're going to start earning income, which they won't be able to draw until we've paid them into phase 2, and then any surplus after that will go into their into their wallet. It'll be paid to them. I hope that's made it clearer. It's just talking about it, but it is, believe me, it is very, very, very powerful. And once people understand how powerful it is, it's going to go viral. Okay, you want to get as many people in as you can now. Believe me, it is important to you. Okay, let's have a look at the app and see if we've got anybody else in here. We did have Lewis in. Oh, well, we've still got Lewis in, presumably, but he was in right at the top. I'm scrolling down, and we don't have any more people in there. I do have some numbers for you. Not very exciting, but we've got them. They're never really exciting, but they are what they are, aren't they? We're down 18 in our registered members, a net decrease of 18 in the last 24 hours to 40,589. We have an increase of 11 in our active members to 3,952. And our electricity's gone off again. I think, oh no, maybe not, no. And we have Multiply Weezer. We have 1 new email verified member. No change in the number of members that have bought advertising or the bonus pool today. We did get an increase for logging in, not enough to take us up to the next top. Okie dokie. That, I think, covers it. The page for your pre-launch, Deviani was talking about 4 or 5 days from yesterday. So we're looking at probably, hopefully, Round about Wednesday, maybe Thursday of next week, that should be available. But get people in now. Once it does start going viral, you're going to find that people that you could have contacted and got in are in under somebody else. Also, make sure that anybody that you have referred gets into the plan now, because once those free entries start being allocated, if a person doesn't have somebody they want to put in, I mean, they get a paid position, but it's not active until they put a body in there. Now, they may want to put in their spouse or their son or their father or their brother or whatever, but they may say, "Oh, I don't know, I can't refer anybody," because people say that, "I don't know anybody." You know, they live on a desert island all on their own or something. But you get that reaction from some people, and those people, if they've not put somebody in 24 hours, we will put somebody in from our member database, and it could be anybody, and it could be somebody that you've referred going into somebody else's uh, downline in the 777 plan. If they're already in the 777 plan, we're not going to touch them, obviously, because they can't have two positions. People that aren't in, we're going to pick them out randomly. Boom. Okay. And then they get an email saying you are in the 777 plan, and etc. etc. And they have a free position, and it's a license to print money. And hopefully, we're going to get some activity out of them. But if we don't, it don't matter. The system will take care of things for you anyway. But you're going to lose people from your referrals potentially if you don't get them into the 777 plan now. So contact them through the messaging system, through any system, any way you can, and get them in. Ideally, they want to be in at least $15 because that way they get the leverage into this phase two. They'll get that in time anyway, but in time they're going to miss out a big chunk of people because there'll be people that are getting into phase two before they're in phase two, and they're going to lose those people. And those people are worth tens of thousands of dollars to them. They need to be in those phases. They need to keep ahead of everybody. Ideally, that's why everybody should be in all 7 levels if you can possibly do it. Thousands and thousands of dollars you're going to lose from just one person not able to follow you or not able to go into a plan under you. Okay. I don't know how I got back on that, but there we are. I don't think there's anything else that I have news of. I am working on a lot of things at the moment. All I need are 72-hour days. I could do it in 3 days for every day. There's just not enough time to get everything done. It will all get done, of course, but there we go. So we'll keep going with where we are. We're heading in the right direction. Things are good. We are very unique in everything that we do. It is trailblazing. You are pioneers. You are going to be thrilled in time to look back on what you've built. God bless you all. I love you all. Get out there, be these warriors, and go the extra mile. And I'll see you all same time, same place tomorrow, 7 p.m. London time on YouTube, Twitch, and in our Facebook group. We share abundance publicly. Until then, you know what's coming. I'll see you later, alligator. Been a wild crocodile. See you later, alligator. Always wear a smile.